The classic 1970s series Emergency thrilled audiences with its realistic portrayal of heroic paramedics and firefighters racing against time to save lives. But while the cast was known for their on-screen bravery, many of them faced personal struggles and tragic fates that went unnoticed by fans. In this video, we'll take a closer look at the lives of the 34 cast members who made Emergency unforgettable, exploring the ups and downs they experienced beyond the spotlight. From untimely passings to the legacies they left behind, discover the real-life stories that add a poignant layer to this iconic show. Tim Donnelly was born on September 3, 1944, in Los Angeles, California. Playing fireman Chet Kelly on Emergency 1972 to 1979, he became the series' comedic heart, balancing life-threatening situations with humor and camaraderie. Off-screen, Tim was similarly light-hearted but faced his own set of challenges. He married in his early 30s, though his marriage ended in divorce after a few years, and he later shared his life with a partner but chose to live quietly, away from the limelight, focusing on his career. A series of personal tragedies marked his later years, including the loss of close friends and colleagues from Emergency and other productions, which left him deeply saddened. Tim faced a health setback in 2021, undergoing surgery that led to complications. His family was by his side when he passed away on September 17, 2021, at age 77, leaving a legacy of humor, bravery, and warmth in the memories of his loved ones and fans. Julie London was born on September 26, 1926, in Santa Rosa, California. As the sophisticated and empathetic Dixie McCall, RN, in Emergency. From 1972 to 1979, Julie portrayed a steadfast nurse who balanced the drama of medical crises with a grounded, compassionate approach. Behind the scenes, Julie's life was a mixture of stardom and struggle. She married actor Jack Webb in 1947, but their marriage ended in 1954 amid tensions and career demands, leaving her a single mother to two daughters, Stacy and Lisa. Later, she found love with musician Bobby Troup, whom she married in 1959, and together they had 3 more children. Their relationship was one of deep companionship but faced challenges, especially as Julie cared for their children while juggling her singing and acting careers. Tragedy struck in her personal life when her close friends from the industry passed away over the years, leaving a lasting void. In 1995, Julie suffered a severe stroke that significantly impaired her health, leading her to retreat from public life. Sadly, she succumbed to complications from another stroke on October 18, 2000, at the age of 74. Michael Noel, born October 4, 1937, in Wallace, Idaho, became known for his portrayal of Captain Hank Stanley in Emergency 1972 to 1979, where his calm and composed demeanor guided the team through crises. Before his acting career, Michael served in the Korean War and later transitioned into acting and screenwriting, bringing life to Captain Stanley's steadfast personality. Outside of work, he was a private individual, though he did have a brief marriage that ended in divorce, and he didn't have children. Tragically, Michael faced a series of personal battles in his later years, including the loss of several close friends and co-stars, which took a toll on his well-being. His longtime friend and co-star's death in 2022 reportedly affected him deeply, leading to a period of reclusion. Additionally, he endured a long health struggle that limited his mobility, compounding his isolation and personal anguish. Michael passed away on May 12, 2023, at age 85, from undisclosed causes, leaving behind a legacy as the calm, fatherly figure of Emergency that fans adored. Bobby Troup, born on October 18, 1918, in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, was a multi-talented artist who became beloved as Dr. Joe early in Emergency 1972 to 1979. His character was a calm, reassuring doctor with a dedication to saving lives. Known for his role as a jazz musician and the writer of Route 66, Bobby's life was filled with both triumphs and hardships. His marriage to singer and actress Julie London added both joy and strain, as their shared career demands often kept them apart. The couple raised 5 children, including Julie's 2 daughters from her previous marriage, but family time was sometimes scarce due to their professional commitments. Tragically, Bobby witnessed the passing of several friends and colleagues in the entertainment industry, which deeply affected him. A series of health issues began to take a toll on him in his later years, culminating in a heart attack that ended his life on February 7, 1999. He passed away at 80, surrounded by family who cherished his gentle spirit. William Bryant, born January 31, 1924, in Detroit, Michigan, is remembered for his authoritative role as the captain of Engine No. 16 in Emergency. From 1972 to 1979. His character exuded leadership, reflective of William's own disciplined background as a military veteran and actor with years of industry experience. William married twice, but neither marriage was without its share of heartache, and he ultimately had no children. The 1983 death of his close friend and fellow actor, Tony Young, left a deep mark on him, and he reportedly withdrew from social circles for a period. William's later life was further marked by health struggles, with a cancer diagnosis that led to a painful and prolonged fight. In his final years, he dealt with both physical and emotional pain, reflecting on the friends and colleagues he'd lost over the years. William Bryant passed away on June 26, 2001, at age 77, succumbing to cancer. His dedication to his craft and resilience through personal adversities are remembered fondly by those who knew him and fans alike. Vince Howard, born on July 21, 1929, in St. Louis, Missouri, portrayed police officer Vince in Emergency. From 1972 to 1979. His character was a reliable and stabilizing presence, assisting paramedics and firefighters in countless scenes, a reflection of Vince's own dependable nature. Vince's personal life, however, was fraught with hardships. He married young and had 2 children, though after a difficult divorce in the early 1960s, his relationship with them became strained. He remarried, finding happiness with his second wife, who was also in the industry, but in 1998, she passed away unexpectedly due to heart failure, leaving Vince devastated. He struggled to cope with her loss, and friends noted that his once cheerful and supportive nature changed. Adding to his burdens, Vince experienced financial difficulties in the last decade of his life, making it hard to access healthcare. He fought leukemia privately, refusing to burden friends or family with his illness. Despite these hardships, he kept a dignified presence until the end. Vince passed away on July 18, 2002, just 3 days before his 73rd birthday. Ted Garing was born on April 6, 1929, in Bisbee, Arizona. Known for his ruggedly approachable screen presence, he played Clinton in Emergency. In 1972, adding a grounded and realistic touch to the show. Ted had a complex personal life, married twice. He went through a painful divorce in his first marriage, which left emotional scars and distanced him from his children during crucial years of their lives. His dedication to acting often led to periods of absence that strained family ties, and despite his success, Ted grappled with feelings of guilt over the time he missed with his kids. In his later years, he experienced a deep sense of grief as he watched several close colleagues, reinforcing his sense of isolation. Despite having a close circle of friends, he struggled with bouts of loneliness. Ted was diagnosed with lung cancer in 1999, and after a long, difficult battle, he passed away on September 28, 2000, at the age of 71. His death marked the end of a quiet but enduring legacy in the industry. Virginia Gregg was born on March 6, 1916, in Harrisburg, Illinois. A respected character actress, she played Wilma Jacobs, RN in Emergency. 1972, where her portrayal of a competent and caring nurse brought humanity to the screen. Off-screen, Virginia's life was far less harmonious. She endured a difficult marriage that ended in divorce, a split that left her with a complex relationship with her 2 sons. Her professional success, however, never entirely shielded her from a recurring sense of loneliness, especially after her close friend and frequent co-star, Jack Webb, passed away unexpectedly in 1982. Virginia felt this loss acutely, as Webb had been a long-standing support in both her life and career. Battling financial instability and deteriorating health, she struggled with lung cancer in her later years. Even as she faced her final days, she maintained her professionalism, rarely showing her pain in public. Virginia passed away on September 15, 1986, at the age of 70, leaving behind a quiet legacy of strength and determination amid the hidden struggles of her life. William Boyett, born on January 3, 1927, in Akron, Ohio, gained recognition as the steadfast and reliable chief mechanic in emergency. 1976, known for his disciplined performances, William seemed to embody the role of a resilient leader both on and off the screen. Privately, he faced numerous challenges. Married with 2 children, he was devoted to his family, yet he carried a great deal of sorrow over the death of his first wife in a tragic accident. The loss profoundly impacted him, and he rarely spoke about it, choosing instead to channel his emotions into his acting. As he aged, William also faced health issues that impacted his work, leading to a quieter, more isolated existence in his final years. His later life was a struggle with declining health, and he leaned on his children and close friends for support. William passed away on December 29, 2004, from complications of pneumonia and kidney failure at the age of 77, a quiet end to a life marked by resilience and commitment, leaving his legacy in roles that brought strength to every screen. Gary Crosby, born on June 27, 1933, in Los Angeles, California, was known for his portrayal of Tom Wheeler in Emergency. In 1972, as the son of famed crooner Bing Crosby, Gary inherited his father's musical talent, but he also endured the heavy burden of living in his father's shadow. Gary's personal life was tumultuous. He experienced a troubled childhood with accusations of his father's harsh discipline, and he struggled with substance abuse in his adult years. Married 3 times, he had 4 sons, but the constant instability in his life affected his relationships, leading to strained bonds with his children. His brother, Dennis, who also suffered with addiction, tragically took his own life in 1991, which left Gary devastated and marked a low point in his life. Despite his attempts at recovery, Gary was diagnosed with lung cancer, and after a difficult battle, he passed away on August 24, 1995, at 62. His life was a bittersweet tale of talent overshadowed by personal hardships, leaving a legacy both celebrated and poignant. Jim B. Smith was born on August 20, 1924, in Lamoni, Iowa. He gained recognition for his role as sergeant in Emergency. In 1974, a character that embodied authority and command during emergency situations. Jim had a prolific acting career that included appearances in various television series and films, showcasing his strong presence and versatility. He faced significant personal challenges, including the devastating loss of his only daughter, who died in a tragic car accident in the late 1970s. This event left a profound impact on him, causing rifts in his marriage and resulting in a long battle with depression. He also lost many friends and colleagues in the industry, with one of his closest companions passing away from cancer shortly after Jim's daughter. His career waned in the 1980s, leading him to retreat from the public eye, grappling with both personal and professional disillusionment. Jim B. Smith passed away on May 7, 2009, at the age of 84, succumbing to cancer after years of fighting the disease. Stephen Marlo, born on July 13, 1927, in San Francisco, California, played Old 87 in Emergency. In 1973, Marlo's intense presence brought a hard-edged realism to his character, reflective of his career in roles that often emphasized authority and toughness. Behind his professional achievements, Marlo faced difficult challenges. His first marriage ended bitterly in the 1950s, leaving him estranged from his 2 children, Robert and Susan, for many years. Friends recall Marlo being devastated when close colleagues from the 1950s and 60s passed, particularly during a time when he struggled with depression and isolation. Another painful blow came in 2015 when he lost his best friend and fellow actor, Robert Carson, which marked the beginning of his reclusive years. Stephen Marlo passed away on November 7, 2019, at the age of 92. While the cause of his death was not publicly disclosed, he spent his last years in quiet solitude, leaving fans and family with memories of his captivating screen presence. Lou Brown was born on March 18, 1925, in Galtree, Oklahoma. He portrayed the first sheriff in Emergency. In 1972, known for his firm yet compassionate approach to law enforcement, which resonated with audiences. Lou's career was diverse, featuring roles in westerns and dramas that highlighted his range as an actor. However, his life was marked by heartbreak. He was married twice, with his first marriage ending in a tumultuous divorce that left him financially strained and emotionally scarred. His son, who struggled with addiction issues, added further distress to his personal life, creating a complicated and often painful family dynamic. The loss of two close friends, one to a tragic motorcycle accident and the other to illness, compounded his grief and isolation. Despite his success on screen, Lou battled with depression, often feeling disconnected from his peers. He passed away on July 27, 2014, at age 89, the exact cause of his death not publicly disclosed. Anne Whitfield, born on August 27, 1938, in Oxford, Mississippi, took on the role of Betty Johnson in Emergency. In 1972, bringing a nurturing warmth to the character that reflected her naturally kind spirit. Anne's career began on radio and flourished in television, yet despite her professional success, her personal life held unseen struggles. Her marriage ended in divorce after 10 years, and although she shared a strong bond with her only daughter, Lisa, the pressures of single parenthood weighed heavily on her. In the 1980s, Anne endured the tragedy of losing her closest friend and confidant to cancer, a loss that profoundly affected her and left her dealing with extended grief. A second tragedy struck when her brother passed away unexpectedly in 2000, further deepening her sorrow. Despite her resilience, Anne faced another misfortune in her final years. On February 15, 2024, while on a neighborhood walk, Anne was involved in a tragic accident, passing away at the age of 85. Jean Allison, born on October 24, 1929, in New York City, New York, portrayed Dorothy Clark in Emergency. 1972, Jean was known for her strong, memorable roles that often showcased her nuanced emotional depth. Though admired for her career, Jean's personal life was fraught with sorrow. Married in her early 20s, she experienced the heartbreak of two divorces, each one leaving a lingering sadness. She had one daughter, Ellen, with whom she shared a complex, sometimes distant relationship due to her demanding career. Jean also suffered deeply after losing her closest friend, actress Joan Shawley, which left her emotionally shaken and marked a turning point in her life. In the final years of her life, she dealt with solitude and health issues, though she remained graceful and kept her struggles private. Jean passed away on February 28, 2024, at the age of 94. Her family has chosen not to disclose the cause of her death, adding an air of mystery to the life of this quietly resilient actress. Kenneth Turan, born on March 23, 1917, in Oakland, California, was celebrated for his portrayal of Captain Gordon Trigg in Emergency. 1973, with his authoritative voice and strong screen presence, Kenneth was often cast as the heroic figure, but his personal life told a different story. Married 3 times, Kenneth experienced the pain of 2 divorces and the tragic loss of his only son in a car accident, a heartbreak from which he never fully recovered. Though he attempted to find solace in his work, the trauma of losing his son left him grappling with immense sorrow, often retreating from social engagements and professional commitments. Kenneth also faced the loss of close friends, whose passing deeply affected him. In his later years, Kenneth's health began to decline, but he continued to work as much as possible, driven by a need to stay active despite his physical challenges. He passed away on December 22, 2002, at the age of 85, from natural causes. Kip Niven was born on May 27, 1945, in Kansas City, Missouri. He brought charm and youthful energy to his role as Billy Hanks in Emergency. In 1972, quickly becoming a fan favorite. Kip's career flourished with various guest spots and lead roles in television and film, showcasing his talent and magnetic personality. However, his personal life was fraught with difficulties. He experienced 3 marriages, with the second to actress Linda Lavin ending in a highly publicized and painful divorce that affected his mental well-being. Tragically, Kip faced the loss of his youngest daughter in an accident in 1989, a devastating event that haunted him for years. In addition, he endured the heartbreaking death of a close friend and former Emergency castmate in 2010, which deepened his feelings of loss. Kip's struggles culminated in a heart attack on May 6, 2019, at the age of 73, marking the end of a vibrant life that had been overshadowed by personal tragedies and the challenges of fame. Annette Coates, born on November 3, 1933, in Hutchinson, Kansas, was widely cherished for her role as Chuck's wife in Emergency. In 1974, her acting career spanned various beloved TV roles, most notably as Helen Crump in The Andy Griffith Show, where she became a household name. Despite her warm on-screen persona, Annette's personal life was marked by solitude. She never married or had children, choosing to focus on her career. In her later years, she faced multiple personal tragedies. First, her dear friend and Andy Griffith co-star began struggling with health issues in the early 1990s, which weighed heavily on her as the two had shared a close friendship. Then, a diagnosis of cancer in 1995 came as a devastating shock. She fought with resilience but succumbed to the illness shortly after her 62nd birthday, passing away on November 6, 1995. Annette's life, though marked by dedication and warmth, was overshadowed by an untimely end that left fans mourning her loss deeply. Jan Arvin, born on April 10, 1913, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, portrayed Bert Martin in Emergency. In 1972. Known for his adaptability, Jan took on a range of roles across his career, with notable performances in Zorba the Greek and The Twilight Zone. His life, however, was marred by personal sorrows that lingered in the background of his career. Jan married his high school sweetheart, Alice, but their marriage was strained following the tragic loss of their only child, Marie, who passed away in her early 20s from a rare illness. The couple remained together, but grief became a shadow over their lives. Professionally, Jan faced a decline in acting opportunities as he aged, which was a bitter realization for someone so passionate about his craft. Adding to his distress, in 1977, he lost his longtime friend and colleague to health issues, which affected him deeply. Jan's own life ended suddenly from a heart attack on May 24, 1979, at the age of 66. His life left an indelible mark on those who knew him. Ross Elliot was born on June 18, 1917, in the Bronx, New York, and is remembered for his role as the authoritative foreman in Emergency. 1973, known for his commanding stage presence, Ross had a distinguished career in television and theater, although his journey was far from easy. He was married twice, but both marriages ended in painful separations, leaving him childless and often isolated in his later years. Despite his public image as a confident and collected actor, Ross privately battled severe depression, a struggle he kept hidden from colleagues and friends. The deaths of several close friends, including actor Harry Lauder, weighed heavily on him. This series of losses, coupled with his own declining health, made his final years a test of inner strength. Diagnosed with cancer, he bravely endured a lengthy battle with the disease until his passing on August 12, 1999, at the age of 82. Bill Zuker, born on December 18, 1915, in the Bronx, New York, lent his commanding presence to the character of Jason Bennett in Emergency. In 1975. Known for his robust career in television and film, Bill often portrayed roles that demanded strength and gravitas, such as his part in Ace in the Hole and several war films. Behind the scenes, Bill's life held struggles. His marriage to his wife, Mary, was strained by his demanding career, and the couple ultimately divorced in the early 1960s, leaving him to raise their only child, William Jr., on his own. Tragedy struck when William Jr. was involved in a serious car accident in 1985, resulting in long-term disabilities. The hardship of caring for his son in his later years weighed heavily on Bill, who was also beginning to face his own health issues. His final years were plagued by respiratory problems, and he succumbed to pneumonia on January 23, 1997, at the age of 81. Bill's legacy in film endures, though his later years were marked by poignant struggles and personal loss. J. Pat O'Malley was born on March 15, 1904, in Burnley, Lancashire, England, and played the endearing Grandpa Ryerson in Emergency. 1972, J. Pat's performances were filled with warmth, making him a beloved figure in many families across America. Despite his cheerful demeanor on screen, his personal life was marked by heartache. He was married twice, the first marriage ending in a painful divorce that deeply affected him. Although he had several stepchildren, he often lamented his inability to connect with them as he had hoped. The passing of his beloved sister, whom he was very close to, also left a significant emotional scar. J. Pat's health began to decline later in life, compounded by the grief from these losses. He ultimately succumbed to a heart condition, passing away on February 27, 1985, at the age of 80, leaving behind a legacy of kindness and humor amid his personal tragedies. Dennis Patrick was born on March 14, 1918, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and portrayed Dr. Kent Donaldson, Sr. in Emergency. 1972, with a career that included both television and stage, Dennis was respected for his intense portrayals and strong on-screen presence. He was married twice and had 2 children, but his family life was tumultuous. His first marriage ended in divorce, leaving him to navigate the complexities of co-parenting. Tragically, Dennis faced a harrowing loss when a close friend, actor John McIntyre, passed away, which took a significant emotional toll on him. Dennis also struggled with financial difficulties later in life, leading to increased stress and anxiety. In a devastating turn of events, Dennis lost his life in a house fire on October 13, 2002, at the age of 84, a tragic conclusion to a life filled with both professional triumphs and personal sorrows. Frank Maxwell was born on November 17, 1916, in the Bronx, New York. He played the role of Captain No. 110 in Emergency. In 1972, where his authoritative presence added depth to the show's portrayal of emergency services. With a career spanning over 5 decades, Frank was known for his strong performances in various television series and films. However, his personal life was marked by a series of tragedies. He married his college sweetheart, but the couple faced challenges after losing their first child shortly after birth. This devastating experience strained their relationship, and they eventually separated. In his later years, Frank grappled with the deaths of close colleagues, including the passing of a dear friend from his early acting days, which weighed heavily on him. His health declined in his later years, and he faced complications from heart disease. Frank Maxwell passed away on August 4, 2004, at the age of 87, leaving behind a legacy of memorable performances intertwined with personal sorrow. Paul Briner was born on December 19, 1917, in Tucumcari, New Mexico. In Emergency. In 1974, he portrayed Grady, a character who embodied the rugged and seasoned demeanor he was known for throughout his career. Paul's extensive filmography included numerous roles in westerns and TV series, showcasing his talent as a character actor. However, his personal life was marked by struggles. He married once but faced difficulties, ultimately leading to divorce, and he had no children. Paul experienced significant loss in his life, including the tragic death of a close friend and fellow actor, which left him feeling isolated in an industry he loved. Later, he battled health issues, particularly emphysema, which severely impacted his quality of life. Paul Briner passed away on March 27, 1995, at the age of 77, due to complications from emphysema, a poignant reminder of a talented actor whose personal life was marred by loss and heartache. And Morgan Gilbert was born on October 16, 1928, in Minneapolis, Minnesota. She is best remembered for her role as Cora in Emergency. In 1972, where her comedic timing and warmth shone through, endearing her to audiences. And had a successful career in television and film, noted for her appearances in beloved series like The Dick Van Dyke Show. Despite her on-screen charm, her personal life faced significant hardships. And was married to actor and writer George Gilbert, with whom she had 2 daughters. Tragically, she lost her husband to cancer in the late 1990s, a devastating blow that left her heartbroken. Additionally, and struggled with her health in later years, facing her own battle with cancer. She also experienced the passing of several close friends in the industry, including co-stars who left an indelible mark on her life. And Morgan Gilbert passed away on June 14, 2016, at the age of 87, due to cancer, leaving behind a legacy of laughter that was tempered by personal losses. Robert Carnes was born on June 19, 1917, in Watsonville, California, and portrayed Cheryl's father in Emergency. 1974, his career spanned several decades, where he often played authoritative figures who commanded respect and trust, leaving a lasting impression on audiences. Robert was married to his college sweetheart, and they had 3 children together, fostering a seemingly happy family life. However, behind the facade of a stable home, Robert struggled with depression, particularly after losing 2 close friends from the industry, both of whom passed away unexpectedly, leaving him feeling isolated and vulnerable. His personal struggles escalated when he faced health issues of his own, culminating in heart failure. Robert Carnes passed away on December 4, 1979, at the age of 62, a tragic reminder of the often overlooked battles faced by those in the limelight. What do you think about the deaths of the actors in Emergency, and who do you miss the most among them? Leave your comments below and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell to see the latest videos.